Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start off today, we have a little bit of a leak from Midori, who I have to mention has been really gaining a lot of extra popularity since when she started out just leaking Atlas stuff. Like now, she's expanded into all these other games, and she just knows so much, it seems. And honestly, I think she's telling the truth with at least like 95% of it. But what I want to talk about is how she revealed a placeholder logo for Persona 6. And this confirms that the color for it was green, even though I believe she said before that the color was black. So that could mean that the color changed during development, or maybe there's multiple colors as the main theme. I mean, I guess the P6 actual text font is black, but there's still green overall, so I'm not sure. Next up, we got news on Call of Duty Black Ops 6, everybody. It's actually happening. Not only that, but it's the game that's gonna immediately follow the Xbox Direct and get its own Direct. So that's definitely a game that deserves its own. I was hoping for something Halo related, but let's be real, Microsoft doesn't care that much about Halo anymore. It is interesting though. What did I say? I believe it was earlier this week that they were gonna pull a Nintendo and announce a huge game right at the time of all these controversies going on with them, so that people try and forget about it and just get hyped for the game. Thankfully, people aren't forgetting about the numerous Xbox layoffs and shutdowns, but you can definitely see their desperation in this announcement. They could have saved it as a surprise last minute. Like imagine like June 8th they just drop, "Oh yeah, that surprise direct, it's Black Ops 6." In terms of the game itself though, I just hope that it getting a direct means that it actually has a whole bunch of new features to show, and it's not just another fucking reskin as usual. I mean, it seems like we're in for an interesting story if it's in 2001. But I've seen people online speculating that maybe this game would feature 9/11 as a possible story point. I don't know how you would link that with a COD game, but maybe, who knows? If anything, 2001 would likely mean the Afghan war if we were going anything 9/11. Like, it wouldn't be the 9/11 tragedy itself. I guess that could work, but apparently there's also another rumor that the game will be going into the Gulf War, so that'll probably happen. The game is also apparently supposed to launch on last gen consoles as well. So we're talking Xbox One, maybe even, as well as the PS4, which PS4, okay, maybe I can get behind that, but like Xbox One is fucking dead in the water. So the fact that it could be launching there, I don't know about that one, Chief. Also, the new systems fucking need games desperately. Come on. I mean, I'm not complaining because I don't have any of the new stuff, but it doesn't make sense business wise, I would say. Because it's not like we're still in a drought. Like, people are buying the new gen consoles. Next up, we have a statement from Neil Druckmann regarding Naughty Dog's new game, saying it could apparently redefine gaming. This is obviously just marketing spiel. Like, I could make a game where you just scratch nails on the chalkboard for 10 hours and call it redefining gaming. I mean, technically it would, as no one has ever made a game like that before, but it'd be shit. My point is, the game can still be shit regardless of what he says. But what's worrying about this story is shortly, either before or after he said this, because this quote came out yesterday as well, he mentioned how AI could benefit games. He even used the words that it will revolutionize the way games are created. This heavily implies that their new game could potentially have AI really involved. Now, this makes me think that their next game actually is Last of Us 3, as they want to beat the controversial record. Because if there's anything that can be more controversial than Last of Us 2 was, it could be if Last of Us 3 heavily uses AI. Next up, we have yet another Multiverses update, and this time it's regarding Walter White. Obviously, everyone's been wanting him in the game since the game's inception, right? Honestly, I don't know why he's been so big because he's not even owned by Warner Bros. Or nothing. I guess AMC did have a limited time deal to have some of the AMC Plus shows on Max, but I don't think that solidifies that we're gonna get characters from AMC shows. But hey, you know what? I'm not complaining. I want Walter White and Multiverses too. I need something new Breaking Bad related in my life, and having a character in a game would be a perfect way to do that without risking trampling on the legacy of the show. Although I think Vince could do anything and not ruin the legacy of Breaking Bad, to be honest. Anyways, as for the update itself, the Multiverses director has stated that they're gonna do everything in their power to get Walter White in the game. He does obviously admit that it's going to be difficult, but the fact that the staff behind the game are hearing our pleas for Walter White is a good sign, guys. It may actually happen. Although it likely wouldn't be for Season 1 then, even though I was thinking it would be since Season 1 is the whole villain season. But who knows, maybe they'll do like a anti-hero season, and that'll be when Walter White comes in. Guess we'll see. Alright, next up, I'm sure you've all heard about PewDiePie calling out creators who are going to Japan and essentially just pulling pranks there, making a mockery of the culture. And, PewDiePie felt the need to call that out. Now, one of the people that got in trouble in Japan, to the point where he even got fucking arrested, Johnny Somali, has called out PewDiePie for being a hypocrite. Now, he's clearly just butthurt as fuck that he's obviously one of the people being talked about here. But how is PewDiePie a hypocrite? He's not making Japan a worse place. Sure, his content is hyper-focused on Japan, and I think that's kind of not an issue, but a separate matter entirely of how Japan is like basically a niche of content in general at this point. Like, oh yeah, you can do this in Japan, you can do this in Japan, whatever. But PewDiePie isn't making Japan a worse place. He's highlighting its benefits, he's just enjoying the culture, whereas these people are all being obnoxious. Like Mr. Somali here was playing loud music in public. He was harassing cops. Like, come on, man. Are you saying that's at all comparable to PewDiePie just enjoying his new life in Japan? Like, it would be like if Logan Paul called out PewDiePie for ruining Japan. Like, bro, you've had way more of a negative impact with the whole Suicide Forest thing. Lastly, Magneto's in Fortnite, yeah!